Join me as I dive into the most iconic quotes and life story of Muhammad Ali and see if I can share them in a way that truly captures his legendary spirit. Muhammad Ali is widely regarded as one of the greatest boxers of all time, but his impact extends far beyond the ring. He was a cultural icon, a symbol of resistance, and a beacon of hope for many. Ali's life was a testament to the power of conviction, perseverance, and self-belief. He was a man who dared to be different, who dared to challenge the status quo, and who dared to speak truth to power. Throughout his career, Ali inspired countless people around the world with his charisma, his confidence, and his unwavering dedication to his craft. He was a true original, a trailblazer who paved the way for future generations of athletes and social activists. And even though he's no longer with us, his legacy continues to inspire and motivate people from all walks of life. Ali's impact was felt far beyond the world of sports. He was a cultural phenomenon, a man who transcended his sport to become a global icon. He was a man who used his platform to speak out against racism, against war, and against social injustice. He was a man who inspired people to stand up for what they believed in, to fight for what was right, and to never give up in the face of adversity. For many people, Muhammad Ali represents the very best of humanity: courage, compassion, and a willingness to take a stand, even when it's hard. He was a complex, multifaceted individual who embodied the very spirit of greatness. And today, we're going to explore his life story, his most iconic quotes, and the enduring legacy he left behind. Muhammad Ali faced many challenges throughout his life. He was born Cassius Clay in Louisville, Kentucky in 1942, at a time when racism was rampant in the United States. He was denied service at a restaurant because of his race, and he was excluded from a local amusement park. These early experiences shaped his worldview and instilled in him a deep sense of resentment towards the establishment. As Ali's boxing career took off, he became a symbol of resistance against racism and oppression. He refused to be drafted into the Vietnam War, citing his religious beliefs and his opposition to the war. This was a brave stance, one that cost him his title, his livelihood, and even his freedom. But Ali refused to back down, and his defiance inspired a generation of young people to question authority and challenge the status quo. Ali's battle against Parkinson's disease was another defining feature of his life. He was diagnosed with the disease in 1984 at the age of 42, and it slowly ravaged his body over the next 3 decades. But even as his physical abilities declined, Ali's spirit remained unbroken. He continued to inspire people, to speak out against injustice, and to live life on his own terms. Ali's most famous quote, "Float like a butterfly, sting like a bee," is more than just a clever phrase. It's a metaphor for his approach to life. He was a man who was always on the move, always adapting, always pushing the boundaries of what was possible. And even though he's no longer with us, his legacy continues to inspire people around the world. "I am the greatest. I said that even before I knew I was." Ali's confidence was infectious, and his bravado was a key part of his appeal. But beneath the bluster and the bravado, Ali was a man of deep conviction and principle. He was a man who lived by his own rules, who refused to be bound by conventional norms and expectations. Ali's early days in Louisville were marked by poverty and hardship. He grew up in a small house with a loving family, but there were times when they struggled to make ends meet. But Ali's love of boxing was ignited at the age of 12 when his bike was stolen, and he reported the theft to a local police officer who happened to be a boxing coach. The rest, as they say, is history. Ali's rise to fame was rapid and dramatic. He won a gold medal at the 1960 Olympics, and he turned professional shortly afterwards. His early fights were marked by his lightning-quick reflexes, his razor-sharp footwork, and his devastating punching power. He was a force of nature, a whirlwind of energy and excitement. One of Ali's most memorable fights was against Sonny Liston in 1964. Liston was the reigning heavyweight champion, and he was considered one of the toughest fighters in the world. But Ali was undaunted, and he won the fight by knockout in the 7th round. This victory propelled Ali to international stardom, and he never looked back. Ali's activism was a key part of his life story. He was a vocal critic of racism and oppression, and he used his platform to speak out against injustice. He was a powerful voice for change, and his words continue to inspire people around the world. "Service to others is the rent you pay for your room here on earth," Ali once said. This sense of social responsibility was a core part of his being. Ali's refusal to be drafted into the Vietnam War was a pivotal moment in his career. It was a brave stance, one that cost him his title and his livelihood. But Ali refused to back down, and his defiance inspired a generation of young people to question authority and challenge the status quo. "I ain't got no quarrel with them Viet Cong," Ali famously said. This statement was a clarion call to resistance, a statement of principle that resonated around the world. Ali's courage was inspirational, and it continues to inspire people around the world. He was a man who refused to be silenced, who refused to be intimidated, and who refused to back down in the face of adversity. He was a true hero, a man who embodied the very spirit of greatness. Muhammad Ali's legacy is complex and multifaceted. He was a boxer, an activist, and a humanitarian. He was a man who inspired people around the world, a man who embodied the very spirit of greatness. His words continue to inspire people, his actions continue to motivate people, and his legacy continues to shape history. In conclusion, Muhammad Ali's life story is a testament to the power of conviction, perseverance, and self-belief. He was a man who dared to be different, who dared to challenge the status quo, and who dared to speak truth to power. His legacy continues to inspire people around the world, and his iconic quotes continue to motivate people to be their best selves. If you have a favorite Muhammad Ali quote, please share it with me in the comments section below. Thanks for watching, and I'll catch you in the next video.